is not evenly spread throughout the entire district. There is more capacity in certain parts of the district. And Harding High School is not at capacity. Philip O'Berry High School is not at capacity, and neither is Waddell High School. And
it is true that most of those schools are in districts 2 and 3, but that's not the reason why they were chosen. They were chosen because they have empty classrooms and of the condition of the buildings.
You do not care about our, you do not care about our, you do not care about our.
I am tired of CFS with silly games that have affected many students in reassignment, schools of choice, magnet schools, but I have always felt that our elected officials have listened to our constituents, to their constituents. I realize that we have had many forums since we heard the news of the budget cuts, unfortunately. But have your decisions been made on the premises of what is best for the children in all of the schools that you are proposing to close? Over the years, I've come to know many of the students that are currently attending Harding and past students that have graduated from Harding and have been extremely impressed with the thirst for learning, the pride in their school, camaraderie among the students.
A little history reading on Harry P. Harding. And Senator Graham, at his funeral, said that he was a soldier of peace. When you guys leave your seats next term, I want to know how you will be remembered. Will you be remembered as someone that put checks and balances and money on the price on the head of our children? Or will you be remembered as people that cared about tradition and academic achievements and performance? And did you actually? I want you to think about this tonight. You gotta have a legacy.
thank you.
Yes, I'm wondering, after the meeting last night, if we are talking about a school of distinction, if performance is the requirement and our student has met the burden of that requirement and became a school of distinction, I'm wondering why then shut the school down or attempt to shut a school down that has a solid foundation for learning and has established itself, and yet still schools that are under par are not being touched. These are questions that I have, and if you look at the entire situation, what would happen is that you look at school, if you take kids from a solid foundation and put them into an area where there's no foundation, then it can only cause those kids to become discouraged. So we need to look at and rethink about what we are doing in reference to shutting down schools that has high performance.
I think it's a bad idea, and that's, well, for one thing, if there's such a big problem with budget cuts, then why don't they just raise taxes? Because you have a lot of white property owners that voted for, Peter Gorman, and those are the ones that are mainly complaining about how they don't want schools to be overpopulated. But when they shut down a school that has, for one thing, a higher test scores than POV and Waddell, and that have a higher graduation rate than Waddell, then why would they consider closing this school down over Waddell? Which doesn't make any sense. For real. That's my opinion.
Don't be a fool, save the school. Yeah.
You're protesting? Why? What you protesting for? We're protesting to keep our school alive. As you can see, this tree has been here for 75 years. Harding represents a lot of different types of characteristics that we all have here.
Just us being out here proves that we got the heart that deserves to have this school. We deserve this school. If we didn't care about the school, we would not be out here missing class for this.
And I'm in the sun, so everyone be out here.
This is not a game. This is not no joke to us. This is all we know, and they're trying to take it from us.
I want to come back for homecoming next year, man.
They need to leave us right where it is. Leave the tree where it is.
Hell no, we won't go.
Leave the kids where it is.
Harding is staying hard. Mobilize my young children. Come together as one. Black, yellow, orange, blue, and white.
I think Harding should not close down. This is a good school and it needs to stay open. United, we said.
Have anything to say?
There's so much.
I'm gonna write an article to this.
All right.
And we're going to send this off.
All right.
CNN.
Yes, next.
School of excellence, not extinction.
Save Harding. We need to save Harding. HU, don't close my school.
The latest proposal on the table would keep E.E. Waddell High School open, close Harding, and move Smith Academy into the Harding facility.
My main concern is that, our children are just being shuttled around like cattle. It's one decision after another, and it's not fair to the kids.
Tonight is your last chance to voice any concerns about CMS's controversial comprehensive review. That's when the district will hold its last public forum. News 14 Carolina's Adrian Flores joins us now from West Charlotte with more. Adrian.
Yeah, Rob, parents are once again getting ready to square off with CMS officials, this time here at Harding University High School during tonight's final forum. And what's interesting about all of this is that Harding initially was not actually scheduled to hold a forum tonight. It was only added after officials recommended closing the IB magnet program here and moving it to E.E. Waddell High School next year. And you may recall that's a school that actually was on the list initially, tapped to close its high school next year. Now, under the proposal, Harding would then become a K-8 language immersion program for students at Smith Academy. And those students who are here and in the IB program would then have the option of either going to Philip O'Berry High School, which is actually just down the block from here, for a math and science program, or going back to their assigned schools. I know it sounds confusing for us, and it's even more confusing for parents and very frustrating for them as well. In fact, last night there was a huge crowd of angry parents who were at the school board meeting chanting, "We will fight till the end." All of this partially because the NAACP says that this controversial comprehensive plan really unfairly targets minorities and low-income students, something that the school board chair denies.
Emotions ran high again Wednesday night at an overflow crowd at Harding University High School. An estimated 1,100 people packed into Harding's gym, all asking CMS leaders to save their school from extinction and Smith Academy from relocation. Monday, a late change to the district's proposed boundary changes. Harding High School students would go to Philip O'Berry Academy or E.E. Waddell. The K-8 Smith Academy would move into Harding's building. Wednesday, many parents were wondering why the district would break up two successful magnet programs.
Please know if you vote for this proposal, it will be this community that makes sure you do not get reelected.
This school has been around since 1935. It was integral in desegregation in Mecklenburg.
As a unit, we get stuff done.
This unit formed pretty quickly during second period this morning.
Our teacher let us discuss what happened at the forum last night and what our opinion was. And I was just like, we should start a silent protest.
It just came from nowhere, like many other schools who knew they was getting closed down. We heard about this Monday. So it's kind of hard to send our message out and get what we want to say voiced out to the community because of such short notice.
Unless you're a high schooler with a cell phone and a cause.
We send around text messages. That's the best way to communicate.
The original plan, stay on campus, but not in class.
Save Harding. Please, save Harding. That's all I can say, and that's all I would like to say is save Harding.
United we stand, divided we fall.
Hand in hand. Honking horns often showing support. And even some parents joining in. You think it's that desperate the kids had to skip school?
Yes, I do. And I'm behind my son and my daughter 100%.
The hope, of course, is to keep Harding alive, keep it open, but as well as hope and pray that CMS Board of Education doesn't change anything about Harding.
Bowden reporting. Administrators told the students that they would face consequences, but so far we have not heard about what those consequences will be. One of the things the students are extremely upset about is the fact that the school board not only wants to close the school, but would also split two of their key programs. School board votes on the closings November 9th.
And we started off with a group around the tree linking arms.
A group of 14 Harding University High School students quickly became hundreds.
First it was a couple people, and then more people started to join as they saw us standing together.
By lunchtime, nearly the entire student body was lining the street outside the school, protesting the Board of Education's possible decision to shut down the school as part of the district's review process.
I'm really proud how we've come together to stand for what we really believe for and what our passion is.
Well, we want to stay together because, as you can see, we're a family, and together we stand.
The students stood locked hand in hand,
Silence speaks louder than words.
not chanting, just standing together.
We didn't ask people to come and do this. People come and do this out of love because this is for Harding.
If the kids didn't care, you saw this passion we have, we didn't care, it didn't bother us, we would suck it up and go to another school.
I am proud of my son and my daughter.
Even some parents joined in, not concerned about their kids missing class.
I think this is more important. I don't think that the school needs to be shut down.
Even the vague threat about severe consequences by school leaders fell on deaf ears. Police officers stood watch but did nothing. Students hope to send a simple message to the school board.
Although, yes, we are students and we have our differences, we've actually come together to show our true love and passion for our school.
United together as they await the possibility of being torn apart. In West Charlotte, Sean Flynn, News 14 Carolina.
The future of Harding University High School at stake. Parents and teachers who found out just Monday that their school is on the chopping block got the chance to fight for it tonight. About 1,000 people showed up for CMS's public forum, and as we have seen over and over again, it got pretty emotional. News Channel 36 anchor Kelly Patterson was there and is joining us now. Kelly?
Sonia, it was a full house here tonight at Harding University High School, and I got to tell you, there were students, parents, alumni, staff. They were all here from Harding and Smith, and both were here to let CMS know how they feel about proposed changes to their schools.
Y'all do not do the right thing. You do not care about our kids, because if you cared about our kids, you would do it for all the schools.
It was an emotional night as a community stands together to get their message across.
It pains me when we close programs with 89% graduation rates versus programs with 52% graduation rates.
On Monday, CMS announced that E.E. Waddell, a homeschool, would not close, and under a new proposal, Harding University High School, a magnet school, is now on the chopping block. This means that Harding students would have to split up.
I have to graduate next year.
Even Dorothy Counts, who was one of the first African-American students to go to Harding and integrate CMS, was there to show her support tonight.
This is a school of history. This community has celebrated it, and I have celebrated it. And I ask you to think about it before you make the decision on November the 9th.
Also a part of this new proposal, Smith Academy of International Language would relocate to Harding.
People that I know that have put their heart and soul, including myself, into this school will strongly rethink making that 8-mile trip.
Although every question was not answered tonight, the school board says they realize the impact of their decisions.
When you see them in front of you and you see their families, then it really brings it home of the severity of these decisions.
Certainly an emotional night here tonight, and I got to tell you, something I gathered from being out here is, for students here at Harding at least, they say it's much more than just about the building. Students worry about their class rank. They worry about the credentials they've earned over the years, their teachers, their friends, and the list goes on. So the school board definitely has a difficult decision to make, and we will, of course, be following that. Live here tonight, Kelly Patterson, News Channel 36.
This was the last of the district's public forums. The decision on closing schools and moving students is now up to the school board. Members will vote on November 9th.
Hi, Mommy, I'm sorry.